up, oh, this is what's going to happen, it's going to be awesome, it's going to be great, it's going to be brilliant. Well, it kind of lived up to the hype, didn't it? You know, when the top two teams in the ARHL standings play each other, you're going to get a top quality game. And that's exactly what we got when the CBR Brave visited the Melbourne Ice. The Melbourne Ice win 3-2 in a shootout over the CBR Brave, the first time the Brave have played in Melbourne, and by golly, it was a great game. I'm going to go through this game in chronological order because it sort of builds upon each other and it leads up very well. So let's start with the first goal, which was scored by Kokkonen. He managed to get behind the defence and make a good shot on Jaden Pine-Murphy, who was the starting goalie. He got the assists from Blunden and Taylor, and that really started setting the tone for the way the game was going to go. Even after that goal, it was a really tight, close game, and I think the thing that really started to change things was when Sean Hamilton took a massive shot against Petri Pitkänen. It managed to make his way through the mask, as you can see through the photos there, and Pitkänen ended up having to leave the net for a little while he got some medical attention to get sorted out. He came back onto the ice and he played the rest of the game, but you sort of got the feeling that maybe he was a little bit shaken up by it. But overall, he made some pretty good saves afterwards, but yeah, that's kind of scary stuff there. The next goal was scored by Blunden on a wraparound attempt. It really seemed like nobody was ready for him to do that. He was propped behind the net looking for an outlet pass. He obviously saw an opportunity, decided to take it, and was able to get the goal. The assists on the goal were from Ouellet and Kokkonen, which is really no surprise because basically the three of those have been the stalwarts of Brave scoring this year. I think if you have a look at the stats, the three of those players have scored something like 73% of all of the points for the Brave this year. So if you want to shut down one of their lines, they're the guys to go after. So now the Brave are up 2-0. It's getting into halfway through the third period, and it really does seem that the Brave are just completely outskating the Ice, and it just makes it seem like it's really difficult for the Ice to get back up. They needed a couple of players to step up, and the person who did was Jeremy Brown. He ended up skating from behind the net, and he ended up scoring on one of the greatest runs I've seen in an AIHL game. If you want, you'll find the link for the YouTube clip below. Trust me, it's worth watching. He skates past everybody on the ice and scores, and it really lifted the team to sort of show, yes, we can do it. And it seemed to work because the next goal was by Tommy Powell. He got a great feed from Todd Graham to get a breakaway shot, and even better was Jaden Pine-Murphy managed to get the second assist on that. So that's his first point for the year. So with the score tied at 2 apiece at the end of regulation, we've gone to the shootout to decide who's going to win the game. In order of shooting, Tommy Powell shot first and he sent it off the post and out, so no goal. Kokkonen was next and he scored. Webster was the second shooter for the Ice and he put the puck past Pitkänen. Wow, that's a lot of P's. Blunden was the next shooter in for the Brave and he shot high for no goal. Tim Johansson was the third shooter for the Ice and he scored. Ouellet was the last shooter for the Brave. His shot was stopped by Pine-Murphy, so Melbourne Ice managed to get the shootout win. While we're talking about Pine-Murphy, he made 16 saves on 18 shots for an 888 save percentage. Down the other end, Petri Pitkänen made 35 saves on 37 shots for a 945 save percentage, and I think he also picked up about 6 stitches as well. Looking at the power play stats now, both the Brave and the Ice were unable to convert any of their power play opportunities. The Brave had 4 power play chances, the Ice had 2, and nobody managed to score with the extra man advantage. That said, there were a lot of coincidental minors, so neither team was really able to take advantage while the other team had a man in the penalty box. Overall, I think the Ice were outplayed for 2.5 periods, and it was really only Jeremy Brown's goal that managed to lift the team and to give them the inspiration to actually start playing to their absolute best abilities, which when you're facing a team like the Brave, you have to. They're such a good team, you have to bring your A game if you're going to play them, and you have to play a full 50 minutes to beat them. So with the win, the Ice managed to strengthen their position at the top of the AIHL standings, but with a game against the CBR Brave the next day, that was to be short-lived. That said, it's still very promising. We're still in the top 3 in the ladder, but I'll leave that for the next video to discuss.